Good morning. Welcome to my channel. In the previous talk video, we have done with the functions. What is the function? What are the arguments? What are the parameters? And what are the different types of it? Now in this video, we'll start with a flow of execution. Flow of execution in function call. It means when we have a program in which there is a function, which line will execute firstly. So that is the flow of the executions. So whatever the block is executed, whatever the flow is executed, that is known as an execution frame. What it is known as? It is known as a execution frame. And it contains very first thing, some internal information, means whatever the def word is there. So that is some internal information. Second, name of the function, values passed to the function, variables created within the function, and obviously information about the next instruction. So it seems to be very difficult by reading these English words, how this execution frame will work. So we will go with the one example, which just tell how we use these words in finding out which instruction is to be executed at which place. So let us start with one example. I just write the one program and then we will trace out the code for the execution, which is to be executed firstly, which line, and which line has to be executed second. So I am writing here one program, def par b comma p, y is equal to b is to par p, return y. So I just write the numbering itself. So I put the fourth as a blank one. Def Kelsey square x, a is equal to par x comma t, return a. Eighth again blank, 9, n is equal to 5, 10, result is equal to Kelsey square n plus par 3 comma 3 and 11, print result. So this is the program. Now question, how the question comes. Trace the following code and predict the output produced by it. Means trace the following code and you have to tell in which statement it has to be flow. Means you have to write here flow of execution. So what is the answer here? Flow of execution. You have to write here flow of the execution. So very firstly, what the thing it will be? Very firstly, all the definitions line has to be executed first. So very first one is to be executed because it has a definition line. After that, which is the definition line? Fifth. So fifth will be executed. Got the point? So very firstly, first definition of the function will be executed. After that, the second definition will be executed. Now, after the execution of the definitions, we have to move to the main function. So this is one function, this is a one function, this is a one function. So main function starts from here only. So firstly, first definition will be executed. After that, second definition will be executed. And after that, move only to the main functions. So main functions start with the ninth instruction. So I just write here ninth. After that, it will move to the 10th. So when it moves to the 10th, the word Kelsey square comes. So Kelsey square, just see the definition of this. This is a function calling. So it will move to the function where the Kelsey square it is. So it is on the 5th line. It will move to the 5th. Then again, it will go to the 6th. Now just see in the 6th, there is one more function, par. So it will move to the par function. So par function is on 1. So after that, it will move to the first line. After that, it will move to the second line and then third line. It means this is to be completed. After that, obviously, they are just solving this one. That's why they move to this definition. So after that, obviously, it moved back to this because it has to store this value in the A. So it will move back to 6th. And after that, the 6th, there is the value 7. So till here, we have done. Now, it means Kelsey square is completed. Obviously, it will move after that to the 10th statement. Why? Because till now, only this is solved. This is still pending now. So it come back to the 10th statement. Now, par. It will move to the first statement now. After the first, it moves to the second statement. And after that, it moves to the third statement. Now it will again complete it. Then again, it moves to the 10th. Because they are solving this one. So again, it will move to the 10th. Now it will be a completed, 10th line is a completed. So after the 10th, it will move to the 11th. So this is a flow of execution of this program. It means firstly, whatever the definitions, whatever the definition of the functions are there, firstly, they have to solve. After that, move to the main function. So here, the main function starts from here. So we just start with here. Then go to the next line. So in the next line, there will be a function calling. So function calling means it will call to the function where it is defined. So it moved to the definition of the functions again. So here Kelsey square, so it moves to the definition of the square again. So in this way, you can check whether what is the flow of the execution of the program. So in this manner only, you can find out the answer also. So here what it just see, here it is a Kelsey square n. So here what is the value of n? 5. So obviously what is the value of here? 5. So Kelsey square of n, that is 5. Kelsey square, this function. So what is this? Power of this x is what? Now, this x is now 5. Because in the last video we have done, this is a formal argument, and this is the actual argument. Actual argument moves to the formal argument. So here it will come a is equal to power 5 comma 2. So what is this a? Return a. 5 raised to power 2, that is 25. Okay, so now part 3 comma 3. Part 3 comma 3, what do you mean by this? Part 3 comma 3, these are the actual arguments. So it means the value of b is also 3 and the value of p is also 3. Why? Because this is again the formal arguments and these are the actual arguments. And actual arguments moves to the formal argument. So how it is? B raised to power p means 3 raised to power 3. That is 27. So here it is 27, here it is 25. So what we have to do, we have to plus this. So 27 plus 25. So what is the answer? 7, 5, 12, and the answer is 52. So print result. So answer will be a 52 here. Got it? So in this manner, you can easily find out the answer if you know the flow of the execution. But yes, if you don't know the flow of the execution of the program, you cannot find out the answer. So it is very important to understand these things, how the flow of the instructions will be come. Okay. So next is we have to identify the various parts in the program. Okay, so how we can do that? So I am writing a program here. So this is the one program. So in this program, you have to identify the following parts. Okay, so I am just writing what parts you have to find out. Function header, function call, arguments, parameters, function body, main program. So what the question comes from this program, you have to identify the following parts which are mentioned below. So if you understand every concepts of the function, then only you can write this. So what is the function header? Function header means wherever the def words come. It means header. Header means always at the top. So we always put a definition of the function always at the top. So what is the function header? So this line is the function header. So I just write here this line. So this line becomes function header. Function call. Function call is that which have the same name. So just see here where it has same name. So here it is same name. This is a formal and this is the actual argument. So what is the function call here? Process number y. Okay. Now argument. So we have a argument. Argument which कौन सा होता है? Which we have to pass means actual argument. So what is the here actual argument? Y. Parameter. Parameter comes in the formal argument. So what is that? That is the x. Function body. Function body means this is the function where the colon ends. This is the function. So what is the function body here? These two lines are the function body. X is equal to 72 and return x plus 3. So these are the function body. Main program is what? So wherever the function ends here from here, it will start with the main program. So what is written here? Y is equal to 54. RES is equal to process number Y. So this is the main program. So this question, these questions are very much important, and every time this question type of the question also come. So header is what? Whatever the definition is there, that comes in the function header. Call means same function name comes with that, with the actual arguments. Arguments, whatever the actual argument is here. Parameter, that is in the formal definition. Function body means after the colon, after the definition, whatever the statements are there, and in the main program, the rest of the things are in the main program. So in this way, you can solve these type of programs, because these type of the questions you can easily do if you understand the whole things. Okay, next we'll start with one more. Okay, now we have a two scope of variables in our program. One is a global scope and one is a local scope. So what is these and how we can find out that? Now we'll do that. Scope of the variables. We have a two scope, local and global. Local always defines within the function only. And it has a life period or time period within the function only. When the function is completed, it means that scope variable is dead now. Global means throughout the program. Suppose I am making a function def ABC A R is equal to X into Y. Here I write Z is equal to 5, print Z. So in this function, these two are the variables. This is the local variable. Local variable is what it means. This is within the function and the scope of this is dead after the function. This is a local variable. Global variable is that which is in the main function and its lifetime is throughout the program. You can use that. Okay. So I just give you the one question. With the help of question, we can solve this local and global variable. We will clear the things. So I'm just writing one program, and here with this program, you will clear the concepts of local and global variable. So very first thing, you have to find out the output of this. So this is very much clear. We have a two statements as output because one print statement is here, one print statement is here. So we have a two answers. Very first thing that is clear to us. So obviously every time the program starts from definition, it just give the definition in the very starting. So after that it will move to the main program. So main program starts from here only. It starts from here only. So in the starting, X is equal to 20. It's okay. After that, update function. Update function means it will go to the update, means it will move to this function, update function, where automatically it is given as a by default that X is always 10. So it is given as X is equal to 10 there. They are not taking something else. Why? Because this is a local variable to them. So when it moves to the function inside, so obviously it takes the local variable. So X is equal to 10 here. X plus is equal to 15. What do you mean by this? This statement means that X is equal to X plus 15. When the two operators comes together, so it means the previous operand will be added to the another one. So it means X is equal to X plus 15. So it is a 10 here, X is 10 here plus 15. So X की value क्या आ गई? 25. So I am just printing X value here. So what is X very first? That is 25. So print kya hoga? Only not 25. So X is equal to, as it is, it will print X is equal to 25. Okay, after that second, so till here we have done. After that it moves to print X again. So don't take the same X. Why? Because this is a local variable and its lifetime is within this function only. After that it is dead. So you have to take this function, this X variable as this one, because this is a global variable and its validate, its a limit of time period or in scope is throughout the program. So second value of X here is a 20 only. So this is the reason why we cannot write it as again 25, or here we can't, we will not write here 20, because update function moves to its function itself, and in the within the function this X value is a local one. So we are taking this local variable rather than this global variable. Within the function, obviously local is a preferable. But now when we have done with this and after that we are printing outside the function now. So we can't take the value of X of the local one. We have to take it as a globally now, because the lifetime of this variable is till here only, within the function only. In this way, we will just do all the local and global variable scopes questions. Okay, now one more question of local and global variable, in which we will take the keyword as a global also. So how we can do that? Just see, I'm writing a program here. Okay, so this is the program. Now again, we have to find out the output. So obviously here again, two output will come. First is this, second is this. So very first output, what it will come? It will print as it is inside add. So what it will come? We'll see. We have to find out. Wait. Okay, for here also we have to find out in main. So, okay. So very firstly, we'll go to this add function. Why? Because this main function start from here. So before that, we have this C outside this. So this is again a global. Why? Because we treated this, we are using function only here. This is a part of the function only. Whatever the outside is, that is the global one. This it will comes here from main function. So very firstly definition will call. After that the add function will call. So add function means what? It will call this function in the add taken global C. It means what value you have to take here, global C. It means this is already given outside C. So you have taken this value as a global. Now this C is not behaving like a local one. You take the value of a C here. Why? Because they have written a global C. C is equal to C plus 2. So answer is 10 plus 2. That is 12. So answer here is a 12. Okay, now after this function is completed, you just move here. C is equal to 15. After that, it is again initialized. C is equal to 15. So it is again outside the function. So this is global one. Then immediate after that, print in main C. So what is the C here? Now here C is the 15. Now don't take it as a 12. Why? Because 12 is inside the addition function, because we treat here C as a global, which is a defined outside, very immediately outside. But after this, again it is being updated as a C is equal to 15. So we have to take it that only. So hope the concept of local and global variables is to be clear. Again, I just summarized the local and global. Global variables are one which is defined within the main function only. And local variables are those which are defined within the function only. And the scope of that variable is within the function. If we will use that variable outside the function, it cannot be a assess is. Okay, so whatever you want to assess throughout the program, that has to be put it into the global one. Otherwise, we cannot assess that one. So we can say a local variable is declared within the function or within the block only. But the global variable is declared outside the functions. And one thing more, local variable is accessible only within the function, but the global variable is assessed throughout the program. So this is a very important question, and this question always comes, what is the difference between local and global variable? So these two differences you have to give, and one example also you have to give for the clarification of it, what is the both local and global variable. So this is all about the today's video, and in the next video we'll start with a new topic. And keep watching my channel and keep subscribing it so that you will get the new notifications also. Thank you so much.